First, let's consider fruits, a category that seems to be a favorite for these little creatures. A slice of watermelon, for instance, was enthusiastically consumed, rind and all. However, when they were given a whole watermelon, it seemed to be a bit too tough for them. They did manage to create holes in the rind and get to the fruit's flesh, but they did so slowly, and the fruit started to rot before they could finish, which led me to stop filming. The nectarine, boasting its smooth skin and sweet interior, was an easy opponent, with only the pit remaining. When they were presented with an apple, it sank into the worm tray ever so swiftly over the course of 110 hours. Next up, the radish, and it disappears in no time, just like the lettuce heart, tangerine, and cheeseburger. All that's left behind is their frass, which makes for excellent fertilizer. They enjoyed corn on the cob very much, but the cob itself proved to be too hard for their liking. I'm confident that given enough time, it would have also disappeared in the worm tray. Something unexpected now. Mealworms can consume various types of cacti, and even plants that are still planted in soil, such as pea, catgrass, radish sprouts, or even chili plants, hot chilies included. Despite what you might think, they weren't deterred by the heat, and that's got proven when they finished a bunch of the Carolina Reapers, the world's hottest pepper. It's a fascinating reminder that their taste receptors differ from ours. But what if we gave them something more hearty from the realm of proteins? Raw chicken wings, which many of us might enjoy at a barbecue, were meticulously stripped down to the bone by these small insects. Watching them work is akin to observing a group of tiny efficient scavengers, each taking a bite and systematically reducing the wings to skeletal remains. But chicken feet, both raw and boiled, presented a challenge. While they did manage to gnaw at them, reaching the bones at some parts, the hard skin and sturdy tendons seemed to be a bit too tough for them to fully consume. Nevertheless, their determination was apparent. When it came to a fish head, mealworms had no problem at all. All that was left was fish bones as they navigated the complex structure, nibbling at the flesh until it was clean, just like they did when I gave them a whole fish. As for red meat, a gold-covered Japanese Wagyu steak, known for its rich marbling and intense flavor, posed an intriguing challenge. It seemed a bit too fatty for their liking, but they did sample it, showing their readiness to explore a range of food types. They enjoyed boiled eggs quite a bit, eating the insides and leaving only the shell behind. I also gave them a Kinder Surprise egg to try, however the chocolate didn't seem to be their favorite part. I wanted to test their taste for seafood, so I gave them an octopus tentacle. With its unique texture and robust flavor, it was an interesting addition to their diet. Of course, they ate it all, even finishing the tiny bit that remained off camera. Their adaptability to diverse food sources is certainly impressive. Smoked salmon, with its rich, smoky flavor, was the next item on their menu, and they liked it a lot. As special treats, I also offered them caviar, shrimp, and sushi with wasabi stuck on a needle, and it's needless to say, none of them escaped their attention. While mealworms have proven to be quite the Epicureans, there were a few items that didn't quite hit the mark. Surströmming, a Swedish delicacy infamous for its potent aroma, was perhaps a bit too much for our little friends. Although they tried to give it a nibble, they ultimately left it untouched, proving that even mealworms have culinary boundaries. Another foodstuff that didn't sit well with them was honey. Its sticky consistency was a hindrance, as it clung to their bodies and impeded their movement. I had to cut the experiment short to prevent harm to the mealworms, clearly illustrating that not all that is sweet is palatable to them. In a twist of the predator-prey dynamic, they were presented with a Venus flytrap. Expecting their usual enthusiasm for devouring plant material, to our surprise, the mealworms showed little interest in eating the carnivorous plant. A coconut shell also posed a challenge due to its hardness. However, they loved the softer insides. Processed foods were also on the menu. Bread, a slice of pizza, and even a donut. Nothing seemed to be off limits. Their adaptability to human food is remarkable. Even cigarettes made it to the tasting. They managed to consume the tobacco, gnaw at some of the filter, and made holes on the paper, though it's safe to say this is not a recommended part of their diet. And lastly, we must mention their unique ability to eat and digest various plastics, such as styrofoam, polyethylene, and polypropylene, hinting at potential applications in waste management. If you found any of these quick mealworm time lapses interesting, you can find their longer versions on my channel.